Man.
Smiley, how are
Oh
you?
goodness. Oh man. That's weird for you to say that.
Funny
I'm
meeting
doing
you here. Smiley.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
man.
happened to hop online, and then you happen to hop online.
Yep. Such a weird coincidence that
I
we're
know.
here at the same time.
Wasn't it also a weird coincidence that we ended up at the IMAX theater at the same time with seats next to each other on the premiere of the Odyssey?
that is odd.
And
You
isn't it
see?
also strange that it's the Odyssey that we're talking about this time?
So lame.
It was all just
Oh,
happenstance.
yep. It's odd. All right, let's introduce ourselves to the people that don't know us yet.
I'm 730.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, what?
What? You go first.
Well, let's introduce ourselves. Smiley Abrams is a guest with us
Yes.
today.
I'm here.
He's a reoccurring guest.
Yep.
Some may even call him
Reoccurring
a
guest,
co-host. I'm 730.
Yep.
And things are getting weird fast.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Feels
Yeah,
like
here.
something's missing.
I don't know.
Nah, it's perfectly normal.
Nothing missing at all. So, yeah, we talking about the Odyssey. Oh wait,
yeah.
what?
Didn't you have a brother?
I do have a brother. I have a brother from another mother and father, and his name is Marcus, aka 730.
Oh yeah, that clears that up. We can move on.
But yeah, to our recurring listeners, you're probably wondering, this is like the first episode that Prop Josh has not been on ever. And so maybe two. I think he's only missed 2 episodes total. Where is Prop Josh in the world? Literally right now, he's rubbing it in our face that he's in Hawaii. So enjoy your stupid Hawaiian trip, stupid brother. Yeah. I hope you're listening to this on the plane on your way back, and I hope you make it safely. Just want to say that out there clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm not wishing anything bad. Please be safe. But I hope you have not any more fun. Oh goodness. Yep. And that's
what a fun day.
That's what brings us with Odysseus. He was on a journey, and he, on his way back home, didn't have fun. So
he didn't have a lot of fun at all.
Didn't have a lot of fun. Oh man, but yeah, we went ahead and watched this in IMAX on Friday, which I think it was about a week after it premiered, so it was already a week old. But it was super packed. It was super packed.
Yeah,
again.
it was packed.
I mean, nothing else really came out this weekend, so it was like Odyssey got 2 good weeks in. But we definitely was like, we got to see it in IMAX because it's epic looking.
I'm glad we happened to be there at the same time at the seats next to each other. Yeah, it was
thank you for picking me up too.
That was a good surprise.
Thank you for happening to come by and picking me up as well.
I just happened to be in the neighborhood, you know.
Coincidence.
I was curious to see Bobby Rush's house, and then I thought, you know what, Jason, stay over here. I might as well see what he doing.
Might as well. You just went.
And then you're like, hey, I need a ride somewhere. I'm like, okay, where you headed? You're like, Madison. I was like, cool. I happen to be headed to Madison. Hopped in the car, and then we both got out at the same place. So like, I was looking at him like, why the fuck are you following me? Following me in here? And then we happened to go through the line together. Somehow you had a copy of like my ticket on your phone. That was the weirdest part about it.
Yep.
And then then you kept following me in the theater and sat next to me. It's like, oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I am glad we got that experience
Yeah.
in the IMAX because it literally
Mm-hmm.
transports you into the world of
Mm.
what is it, Homer,
Yeah. Homer's Iliad, Odyssey.
Iliad and
Um,
Odyssey, yeah.
yeah. And it's
Which
a tale as old as time. I mean, it's what 3,000 plus years old.
yeah,
Like it's not a.
it's a series of poems actually. It's a 24-part poem. The Odyssey
Mm,
is. It's considered an epic poem. Did you read that in
I've
like
never
school?
read it. Yeah, and actually never read it.
So we they thanks to shout out Miss Yoder, People's Middle School, APEC
Yes,
English. We had to
Jackson
read.
Public School. Shout out.
Yeah, we had to read. I think we've had to read both the Iliad and the Odyssey. Um, yeah, and it is like the way it was written. I had to really kind of. It took some explanation. Like, wait, what does
Yeah.
this mean? But like
Mm-hmm.
the whole epic, the parts that stick out in my mind are also the parts that stuck with me in this movie. So I thought they did a good
Mm,
job of
that's good.
pulling you into that world and illustrate, like making it more plain with the visuals. So I thought it
Mm,
was cool.
that's really good. I
Hmm.
know. I didn't know. I know this. Know the story. Trojan horse and
Hmm.
the journey back. Cyclopses and monsters and sirens and stuff like that.
Hmm.
They've told the story multiple times. And so I know my dad loved the books. Like
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
was a book nerd, and so when I was watching the movie, I was like, yeah, he would have loved watching this
Yeah.
because Christopher Nolan is an epic director. Like
Hmm.
he doesn't hold back. I mean, the first movie that I seen from him, of course, was Memento. Yeah, Memento.
Mm.
Uh, and so that was like a story told from backwards and forwards and stuff. And the way that he directed this movie, it I saw some of the things that he did in Memento come out in the way that he told the story because it wasn't told chronologically,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
which is
Hmm.
beautiful, like a beautiful way to tell a story. I don't know how the book does it, but
Hmm.
like a story that people are familiar with is good. That I love the way that he presented the the story. So it's like
Yeah.
you start with him not you don't see Odysseus at all. Like you just kind of start in
Right.
was it Ithaca? So that's kind of where you start.
Yeah.
But you're like, but there is actually there's a moment you missed it because you were getting popcorn. But there was like the
Hmm.
very very first beginning. That was when they showed the Trojan horse getting uh uh
Brought in.
brought in. They just showed
Uh huh.
the Troy grabbing the horse, and you didn't know.
Yeah.
You kind of knew. I mean, if you know it's okay, it's a
Yeah.
horse. Like you
You
know what's
know the
gonna happen.
story.
But then they
You
just
know.
cut
You
it,
know what's
you
in
know,
the horse. Right.
and they didn't tell you anything else. So I was like, interesting. So that was the way they did it. So
So Christopher Nolan is really good. I haven't seen all his stuff, but I've seen quite a few of his movies. And what
yeah.
I can say with him is he is very epic, but he's able to bring the epic down to earth.
Mm,
So it's more believable that way. Like what he did with Dark Knight.
yeah.
Um
Yeah.
we talk about a comic book superhero,
Mm-hmm.
but he made it like, oh, this nigga's real. This is really Batman, like in the
Mm,
real world. Like Gotham feels like a real city. It don't feel so
yeah.
stylized as we've
Right.
always seen a stylized straight
That's
out
a
of the
good
comic book
point.
version of Gotham. And
That's a
then,
really
but
good
when
point.
Christopher Nolan got a hold of those properties, um, he really brought Gotham like, no, this like a city for real. Feel like New York. Let's feel like
Yeah.
an alternate New York with darker, more extreme people in it. You
No,
know
it
what I
was
mean?
that's an interesting point because it's like it's an epic superhero,
Mm-hmm.
but it was grounded. Like you think about the difference between the time period we had between the Batman, it was Batman and Robin, which
Yep.
was like completely. non-grounded as you can get.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Bright
like if
colors.
it's like you could, this was not a real, this was a complete fantasy, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then the very next Batman movie was the Batman Begins, which was like
Yeah.
stripped all the way down
Extremely
to
grounded. Yeah.
like it was the
It's
most
like, oh,
grounded
I
of
can
all
see
his.
how a real person
Mm-hmm.
who's crazy enough and
Yeah.
rich enough can
Yep.
become this guy,
Yeah.
But
So that's a good point though. I didn't think about that.
you made another point about his method of storytelling out of sequence and playing with time and
Mm-hmm.
loop it. He understand this is a director that understands that time isn't linear, so he
Yeah,
doesn't
I
tell the
love that.
story in a linear way. Interstellar was a real good
I mean,
example of that.
Interstellar definitely
And
does
then
that.
and Inception kind of sort of does that because
Mm-hmm.
you're in people's mind within somebody else's mind within
Yeah.
somebody else's mind, and so like time plays differently in each of those layers that
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
in. Like I really like his method of storytelling, and so what he did with this, like people have done the Odyssey before,
Yeah.
but what makes this one different is that he took a lot of attention to nuanced real life details. And I'll get
Mm-hmm.
into, as we talk about this, I'll point out some of those things that I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just gonna talk about our impressions, of the story. Of course, if you haven't seen it, check it out. We're gonna, spoil it. The story is hard to spoil because it's 3,000 years old. So like if you don't know the story of all Odyssey yet,
Hmm.
wow. Even if you hadn't read it in middle
I
school,
mean,
that's fine.
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand people not really. It seems as old as it is, it's still kind of niche. You know what I mean? Like as far as a
Yeah,
point of
I get
interest
it.
for people. But so essentially, when we open the story, this story is about. It's almost like the director weaved in the story of the Odyssey within a
Mm-hmm.
slightly bigger story about
Mm,
his son trying to find him and you know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
who's going to be the new successor, the new king, or is Odysseus coming back? That's kind of the story, and then within that
Right.
story, we're getting the Odyssey. You
Yeah,
see what I mean?
that's
So
how he
I
tells
thought
the
it was
story.
really cool how
Yeah.
he weaved Homer's Odyssey into his story that he's doing here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, that's a perfect way to describe it.
Hmm.
I sent you I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. It was a funny Instagram video of this influencer Mel. It's Mel Mitch is her name, I think. And
Mm.
she was like the black goddess on the Odyssey. And so she just kind of explains. So when you get a chance, check out the video I said. She's hilarious
Okay.
and kind of walks through some of she tells the story from her perspective as a black goddess. And
That's really funny.
she's like, she said, and go get Spider-Man and bring back Dr. Dre.
Yeah. That's
So
funny.
it is. Oh goodness! So calls him by the, because this is a movie that is full of A-listers. Like I mean, it's
Hmm.
like
I
and
mean, they got everybody.
they got everybody. And I didn't know. I think we both did. I didn't know John Leguizamo was in the movie until I saw him on the
I
screen.
had no
Honestly.
idea he was in the movie.
So, but yeah, you got Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, uh, Charlize Theron. I mean, these are like, it's like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Lupita, John Berthnall, like, all these folks
That's
on
who I was
here.
surprised to see on here too. John Bernthal.
John Berthnall. I knew, like, this is where I knew. Josh told me about this too. It was like, I was like, oh yeah, these guys are in this movie and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Tom Holland, Zendaya, and John Berthnall.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them are in Spider-Man coming up next week or whatever, and so they're going to be in big screens for the next couple. all of this month, you know, next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're spoiling it. We're talking about it. We're assuming that you watched it already, or know the story, or want to just know our thoughts about it. So we're not necessarily
Right.
going to go in any kind of order. Just talk about our
Yeah,
thoughts.
there's not really a way to spoil the events of the story. So.
Yeah. So short story: Odysseus is stuck. He goes.
All right,
Is
so
oh, go ahead.
just rewind just a little. He's stuck after, so the story takes place right after, well, several years after the fall of Troy. After
Yeah,
the Trojan horse, Odysseus and his folk, I forget, what are his people called? His
they're from
tribe, his
Ithaca,
the Ithacans or
but they're
whatever.
Greek. They're Greek,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're Greek.
The fucking Greeks took over Troy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Um, they basically had this whole plan. And they ambushed them by way of the Trojan horse. They infiltrated them
Mm-hmm.
and got inside, and they took over Troy. Now they were on their way back, and thus the Odyssey.
Yep. That's the Odyssey.
And now
So
at the beginning of this movie, the Odyssey done already happened, and now it's like, where's Odysseus?
right, it's been
It's been
10
several
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, so yeah, it was he spent Odysseus spent 10 years. They had a stalemate. So I think the Iliad would have been like that, where it was like, okay, for 10 years they're just waiting to fight Troy, and they couldn't get past the gate until they
Mm-hmm.
did the whole horse thing. Then the 10
Mm-hmm.
years after was them coming back. And so that's kind of we're in the last, month or
Oh,
two.
so that's why he been gone that long. That's why his
20 years.
son
He was
grown as
gone 20
hell.
years. He don't
Right.
know.
That's why his
Yeah.
son grown as hell. Okay, now it makes sense. It
Yep.
took the Iliad is the journey to Troy, right?
The Iliad is that
Am I
journey,
right
but
about that?
also it's the story of the fight, and so that whole decade
Yeah.
of them getting into the temple, getting into Troy, like that back and forth, all that stuff is the Iliad. So the
Yeah,
journey
yeah.
there, fighting Troy, figuring out how to get inside.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. The Odyssey is the way back. So like that's another
That's right.
decade.
Okay. Okay.
So
Damn. Yeah,
yep.
because he was gone. Cause yeah. All right, yeah. Let's get into it.
So yeah, Telemachus, Tom Holland's character is the son of
Spider-Man.
Odysseus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Spider-Man. And so he's already an adult. So he would be
Yep.
like 20, 22 or whatever. Like
Early 20s.
he was a
Right.
baby. Yeah, he was a baby. So he didn't really know Odysseus, just knows the stories about him. Who
Right.
Odysseus is loved, it was epic, he's like this king, and
He's
really,
like a celebrated hero
yeah.
around
And
there. Right.
he's known as one of the most wisest, smartest, intelligent persons, so like that's what makes him
Mm-hmm.
that's why the Trojan horse was so brilliant. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, like that's like he's such a brilliant person. You kind of see that, and then you
So
have
that was his idea.
yeah, yep,
Okay.
yeah. He made it. He put it together.
Oh, that's right, because he can bend wood like nobody
Yep,
else could,
yeah,
like with his
yeah,
hands. Like he could
yeah.
string this really tough, which is really important. I get like he could string
The bow.
He's the only
yeah.
person that could string this one bow made of this certain strong ass wood,
Mm-hmm.
and he just do it like it ain't nothing. Like and
nothing.
he just like nothing, and can't nobody else fucking do this shit. So okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That he would make the horse. Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So I mean, I think the whole point. So I love to see, and we can talk about our highlights of this, but that's the setup of the movie. Like the son is trying to figure out where he is because there's like a bunch of suitors who wants to marry Penelope and Hathaway's character. So it's just like, all right, he's gone. He's been gone for 20 years. He ain't coming back. He probably dead. Nobody else came back. So like, it's time to remarry. But Telemachus is the okay, if he's
the
not,
rightful heir.
Yeah, so he's the heir to the throne. So it's his opportunity to step up, but he's need confirmation if he's alive or dead. And so that's kind of that arc that we see. And so I love that this, meanwhile, we're hearing the story of the Odyssey being told from Odysseus talking to Calypso. That's kind of how it's made, which Calypso is this ruler on this island with the lotus flowers, played by Charlize Theron. And so it's like the lotus flower helps him, makes
She was
people
kind of a
forget.
cool character though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he's just been there. We don't know how long he's been there. Like, he's kind of like, he's kind of like, she was like, what do you remember? And then there's like these images of Zendaya
She
who,
takes the lotus from him at one point. Like,
there is a point
you
because she's trying to
you
get him
need
to
to
remember.
remember.
She's like,
Right.
don't eat this. Tell me what you remember. And that's when we start hearing the story of the Odyssey return.
Yeah.
And then you see images of Zendaya, who plays Athena, which is makes sense because he's supposed to be the wisest person. So his spiritual guide is Athena, who I think Penelope gives the statue of Athena, like a little mini statue of Athena. And so I think the
Before he
actual,
leaves.
the personification, you see the image of Zendaya kind of symbolize that, but also real, in Greek mythology, okay, she's there appearing to him. And so she's talking to him and guiding him and judging him when he makes bad decisions. So I love the way that she looks at him with like disappointment a couple times.
She looked at with
really?
that black woman disappointment.
It's like, dude, come on now. Why would you do this? So, all right, let's go into some of our favorite parts, the things that made you like go, interesting. So what's some of your moments of just plot lines or epic moments?
The I think like the grounding of the things that are fantastical, like the whole idea of the horse. Nobody would survive that in real life. Like, they were hanging out in their horse for days.
Yeah.
So they wasn't eating. They was in there shitting and pissing and getting tossed all around in there, drowning. Like, nobody, they would have opened their horse up with nothing but dead bodies would have fell like, in real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
But I like how, even though as ridiculous as that idea is, the director portrayed that as realistic as possible. They looked uncomfortable in that, bro.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it like that before.
No, they looked uncomfortable. They were like, we in here dying. It's stinking here. I'm like, all I could think of when they came out their horse, I'm like, they ought to smell these motherfuckers coming.
That horse just stank.
a bunch of shitty, pissy men coming to kill you in the night.
Oh my goodness.
I did like the play of music in this movie. It lent to the storytelling. So you were asking what moments stood out to me?
Yeah, like, is there specific moments or
I love the scene
a little bit about the horse concept as you talked about it, though.
Okay, yeah, we'll get back to it. I wasn't expecting to see the Cyclops so early in the movie, so I was happy to see that. And what I liked about it was, you remember I was saying, like, Christopher Nolan, he'll take fantastical things and bring realism to it. We've seen several depictions of a Cyclops in movies and TV, animated stuff or whatever, and it always looks the same, like a big ass giant with one big ass eye in the middle of his head. In this movie, we had a big ass giant with one big ass eye in the middle of his head. But what made it interesting was his face was disfigured to the point where his nose was turned sideways and the eye was turned sideways, like up on the side. So it just made it look much more interesting and creepy, and actually made it more realistic.
That's a funny thing to say, but that's true.
It made it more realistic because it's like, this is a deformed giant. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, turning his face sideways like that, twisting his face up like that, made him more believable, and it made him more expressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
When he ate, you know, we chew, and all the muscle around your face, you know, move a little bit when you're chewing. when you got food in your mouth and you're chewing, you got muscles in your face. When he chewed, it's like they designed anatomy for the face, as if
Sideways, yeah.
his skull is actually made that way,
Yeah.
and the muscles around it. So when he chewed, when he was biting somebody's head off and chewing, the muscles around the eye would squeak. It was like real good. Like I was real impressed. And then on that IMAX, it was like you were in the cave with that motherfucker.
That's
like,
so
oh
true.
shit, it was intimidating.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the sound, you know, I'm a sound person, so
yeah. That the sound is definitely one of the things that the IMAX I think has a
has
leg
an
up.
advantage. Yeah.
And so just thinking about the way that the Cyclops looked, you could see the texture of his skin.
He looked like he was ashy.
Yeah, right. Like it's like there was like this rough, and you can see, but the way that his face shaped also made it sympathetic. Like this is a monster.
Yes.
And you kind of like,
he's
at
a
first
humanized.
You're like, yes, that's what it was. It's kind of like you can see, you follow him by first following a flock of sheep, and then you're like, oh, okay, where's these sheep going? Oh, it's a cave. I didn't know it was going to be the Cyclops until.
Me neither. I was when I saw that fire, I was like, "Oh, the Cyclops."
So it's like he made the cheese, and he's like, "Okay." So he's civilized. He's focusing on himself, but just trying to be. And he's got a flock of sheep. But then he comes, and it's like, "Oh my goodness!" But you feel for him because he's just a guy minding his own business.
By the end of
you know,
that man was minding his own business.
He was just minding his own business. You know, folks coming in, thieves coming in here, stealing his stuff, and you know, then they poke his eye with the fire, piercing fire, and sneak out. And then
he lets out this sound that's like it fills the theater, like it sounds like a Cyclops screaming in pain.
Yeah, that was intense.
It's like a sound that you never heard before, but it's like it's probably what a Cyclops would actually sound like, screaming in pain with his fucking eye getting poked out. And then you just felt bad for him from that moment. Tori was like, "Man, that scene must have really moved you." I said, "It really did." I'm not easily moved. I'm not a very naturally sympathetic person, but certain things can get to me, and I thought they did such a good job because by the end of that scene, I'm like, man, fuck these guys, man. Like I'm on the Cyclops side at the end of it. I'm like, fuck these assholes.
That is exactly how we felt, because like, and it got even more intense after he was chasing after them, and then
because he shot him again with the arrow when they had already escaped the cave.
They got out the cave, so now they're free. There's no reason to do anything but just run. But then Odysseus was like, you know what? Let me hit him. And so he just shoots him with an arrow. Just like, why?
And that pissed him off.
That was so stupid. And that was I think that was part of the reason why they had the long journey home.
Oh yeah. Because he walked off crying. Basically, you done broke into my house. You done blinded my one eye.
I got one eye. And you
took it out. Fuck y'all. And then he just went back home crying. And then you just really felt bad for the Cyclops. And then, but from that point, they were like, that was the son of Poseidon. I'm like, oh, y'all done
said that. They got to,
because Poseidon rules the fucking sea in the ocean.
Messed up his son, and y'all need the sea to go home. And it shouldn't take him that long to get home, but because y'all stupid, and it's Odysseus' fault, because so yeah.
And we find out, well, when we're gonna get back to the horse eventually.
Yeah.
So I'll write down my note here. We'll get to it.
I mean, we can go back now if you want.
Well, so what was it? Zeus's law or something they were saying?
I like that. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Zeus's law is basically like the golden rule, pretty much, right? It's kind of the same concept from what I gather. So they fucked up by even doing a Trojan horse way back then, because it was a deceptive thing to do. If you're gonna ambush your opponent, okay, that's whatever. But like, it was deceptive because Troy was thinking it was a peace offering.
Right.
So So following Zeus's law, if you're gonna offer a peace offering, then it need to be peace then behind
Mm-hmm.
that. You need to keep your word for your offering. But they use the peace offering in a way to deceive and infiltrate. You see
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's. I mean that they show the way they direct it because they don't show all of the capture of Troy like in chronological order again. They also they show a little bit more of the Odyssey. Then they kind of flash back, um, and I think it's the way that
mhm,
they present it is beautiful because Matt Damon does a great job at seeing the expression of his face, where he's like talking to Calypso as an old man. She's like, why don't you want to go home? You know, why
mhm.
don't you want to go home? And so there's this like question. It's like, because it's like you don't want to go home. What's going on? It's like, I love it here, but why don't you want to go home? And then you see the Trojan horse. He's like, after 10 years, we finally got
Mhm.
into this spot, and you see them destroying Troy, but it's
And
like
pillaging people and
it
everything. You
doesn't
know what I'm
feel
saying?
like a victory. The way that they
Right,
direct it is like
right,
this feels horrible. Like they did it because like
right.
you see
When they
Matt
walk
Damon
you
looking
through
like
with them
yeah,
and
and
they're
it's
just
like
killing people left and right and taking
yeah,
the women
hmm
and
and
killing
I
the
think the most
children and taking, like just
the
they
most
they they doing some old pilgrim, some old
yeah,
motherfucking
yep,
colonizing ass
that's
bullshit
exactly what
in
it
that scene.
is.
So
And I think that the what made the scene the most powerful to me was when they um it was a beautiful method, but they showed Athena, Zendaya as a
yeah, as a,
walking
a live human, right?
alive, and they transition it when it was like knocking over things and they were like cut her head off, cut her head off, and
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of zoom out and then you see the statue of her,
Mm-hmm.
like Athena's head fall, and then
Because
you
you
look
see
at
that statue at the beginning of the movie,
right, yeah.
that
So they do
image of the
good at
head
that.
falling
They
on.
do that
Mm-hmm.
again, but they show Zendaya as that character because she's
Mm-hmm.
Athena, right? And then you see Odysseus' face of like, because she looks up at him like, why would you do this? And then he's like full of regret and
Because he even
shame.
looks away. That's
Yeah.
the first time he looked away from
Hmm.
somebody getting killed.
Yep.
Because he killed
So,
several people on his way up in there.
but that was so like it wasn't. It was a personification. It was the statue, but it was kind of like a symbolism of all of the people they're slaughtering in the city. Because it's like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like they were killing Athena for real.
Right.
But it was like the
She
statue
was
falling.
just
That
a
was.
person in the city
Mm-hmm.
that was, one of the casualties. And
Yep.
that's the one that got to him. When he looked at her
Mm-hmm.
eyes,
He saw Athena.
that's the one that right. He was like, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That
but
was
yeah,
really
that
well portrayed. Like
yes.
Christopher Nolan, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good.
Beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt the tension of humanity's decision. Is like you took this image of peace and you used it to reflect war, to cause your own agenda, and
Uh-huh.
you basically yeah, misuse Zeus's law. And we
Mm-hmm.
also see like some of the pieces they showed, is Odysseus' character was like, to even when he's hunting, there was a moment of scene where he's hunting and he has like he does the bow and he like he does a little like warning
Yeah. Oh
sign for the
yeah.
bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was John Leguizamo's character was like, why would you do that? He's like, well, I want to give people a fair chance. It's like, well, you're hunting, like it's not the same as war. And so it's interesting because that's the complete opposite of what he did with Troy, right?
Right.
Was
Right. Right. He didn't
it's
even
like
treat the people of Troy with the same
like
respect.
animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yep.
let's keep talking
That's a
about
good point. Yep.
that. So yeah. Speaking of animals, let's talk about that scene.
All right. So my favorite part of the movie. My favorite part of the movie was this with the
Okay.
I love my favorite parts is definitely the Cyclops, and then my also favorite part is the part where they come up on this island. So, they've been running and they come up on this island, it's like, hey, we let's stop and see what we can salvage or
They
whatever off this
hungry. Yeah.
island where, we hungry. So all right. They all get off the boat, and then I forget who his right hand dude is. That one guy
Yeah,
with the beard. But
it's Himish
he was
Patel's
like,
name, but
yeah.
Ulysses or something.
So he was like, yeah, bruh, we gon' we think you should stay here while we go and look. And he's like, is
This
this
is
a
after he
mutiny?
killed. Yeah, this is after he
Right.
killed. Tried to mess the stuff up with the Cyclops and other stuff. So they're like, we don't trust
Right.
you.
They've lost several people at this point.
It's like,
Cause this after the giant folks had killed them too.
oh yeah, that
Remember?
other island.
It's
Yeah,
after
full of
all that
giant.
shit.
Yeah.
And
So.
so they're like, yeah, bruh, you need to stay at the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you this a mutiny? He's like, it don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay your ass out here, like
Basically,
we got it. And then he was like, fine. So he agreed. Odysseus agreed to stay and go hunting for food while they go see what they can salvage off the island, see if they can find, whatever. All right, so they go, and on their way, they see this cottage up on this hill. And so they start making their way to the cottage, but on their way to the cottage, they come across a lion that's just sitting there. Then they come across like a leopard, like a spotted leopard, a black leopard, all these big cats, these big exotic cats. But they ain't attacking them or nothing. But they are all obviously out of place.
Yeah,
on
they're
this
just
island,
looking.
it's weirdly out of place, and they're just looking. Because that's not even nowhere near their habitat,
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's the way he did it though. It brings that fantasy element, but it feels like this is how weird that would really feel if that you was if you were really in that world. It's like that's out of place as hell. Like what, And so they come up to this cottage, and this lady comes up, and then I guess she like tries to run from them at first, and then what's his name? Euclid. What's his name? The guy Patel.
Yeah, Eurylochus.
He grabs her. He's like, shh. He's like, it's okay, lady. Like you're okay. We're not gonna hurt you. And then she says, as long as I do what you want. And that's what I told you. I said, trust me, we don't want anything.
Yep. She's like, you can do
We're
anything.
just hungry.
Take what you need. It's like,
right. Take as long as I give you what you want. That trust me, lady, I don't want anything from you
like, no,
but food.
Thank you.
If you got it. And so she offers them to come in and starts feeding them. And they're eating weirdly insatiably, like beyond normal. Like when you okay, at first they're eating, it's like, yeah, they would be real hungry right now, but then they just keep eating and eating, and then it's like they just become more and more insatiable with how they're eating. They're like, oh, and it's like they just can't fight the urge to just keep devouring this food, devouring this nasty looking food.
Yeah,
it looked like witch food. Like it's got like eyeballs in it and stuff. So, like,
yeah,
it's just it looks like some food that somebody cast a spell on. You know what I mean? And there's more. What's weird about it is, if you notice, there's more food than what's actually in the bowl. You notice that they just kept eating, but the bowl was only like that big.
It was like
and it was just a never-ending weird, nasty food bowl. And so they're eating, and then she starts like rubbing on them, and parts of their body start changing and
there's
looking
also
like
sounds.
Yeah, like sound like the voices start transforming into like pig voices, like pig
stuff like that,
noise. And so I would love to have done the Foley on that part. But you can notice she's transforming them into pigs by way of this eating spell or whatever she done cast on them. And so meanwhile,
wait.
Odysseus
You got to describe what the transformation is like, because it wasn't just you talked
Well,
about.
I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna get
Okay,
to.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Because they keep flashing back and forth.
Okay, go ahead.
So because they're exposing to the audience what's happening, but also that Odysseus is quickly catching on to what's happening.
Right.
So Odysseus is outside. He's hunting, and he shoots like an antelope.
Yeah.
And he does his warning shot, and then the antelope takes off running, and he shoots it because he's like Hawkeye, apparently, with the fucking arrow.
Yeah.
He never misses.
Yeah.
Hell, with all the Marvel people, I'm surprised Hawkeye wasn't on the damn movie. But
I mean,
he shot the antelope. He walked up on it, and it's like a whole naked human with an arrow in his back. And he's like, wait, what the fuck? And then it's like he instantly figured out.
Yep.
Oh shit. This island is made of animals that used to be people. I gotta find the guy. It's like he immediately figured it out. That was the only part that was kind of to me, because he figured that out way too fast. And so he ran towards the cottage, ran past all the big cats and shit. And so then they flash back and they're transforming. But the part that had me laugh, I had to be the only one in the theater that was laughing at this part. But they use practical effects on the transformation. So she has to like reach in their mouth and like form them into the pigs. And so she's essentially reaching into a puppet's mouth. And it was like, like silicone like cast of these people that's like is made to pull apart and stretch. Like it's kind of like American Werewolf in London, if you ever seen that. And they're like screaming in pain while this is happening. So it's like it's a lot of what do you call it, ADR going on, where it's like they're hollering like no, oh! And then like she's like stretching and shaking the puppets. And that part, for some reason,
that's your favorite part.
That shit made me laugh so goddamn, because it reminded me of all the shit that me and Josh laughed at as kids, like with the practical effects and silicone puppets, because she had to like reach all down in their
I have never seen.
She had to reach all down in their mouth, but the face was bending in like silicone. So it was like that's what made it so funny to me. It's funny to me in the way that when people use dummies for like practical, for like a joke, that's how it registers to me. It's obviously a puppet, and
right.
No matter how realistic you try to make it, it's obviously a puppet, and that shit is hilarious because I love puppets. That shit is hilarious to me. So that was definitely my favorite part, and I kept thinking I can't wait to talk with Josh about that part.
So, Josh, if you're listening,
shaking puppets, shaking
Jason Miles.
I'm in Hawaii. Shaking silicone puppets is always gonna be hilarious to me. So
no, that was I mean, that was a creative way to do it was
very
transformation, because I'm like, magical transformation. This is where we talked about earlier. He made Christopher Nolan made the magical grounded, and so like when you see a transformation, or it's not like a whiff of smoke and
and then it's I'm painlessly changed. Like no, your anatomy is changing,
and you hear the crunch of the bones as it's moving. Like, oh my goodness, like you can't get like that's the most grounded transformation I've ever seen. Like it was like because I mean we've seen.
Have you seen American Werewolf?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like we've seen that kind of stuff where you kind of feel the pain of a werewolf transforming, like you kind of moaning, but that right there was like someone forcing it with their hands. So it's like it's even, and you see the mold of their faces and the hands moving around, and she's just like molding like a pottery, like an artist, like it's clay, and I was like, it's brilliant, and her motivation made so much sense. I I understood why she did it. So Cersei is her name. And so Odysseus ends up confronting her, but there's this idea that they're, and this is the theme I think of every element of the voyage home,
Mm.
is they're almost like suffering consequences of their own actions. And so you
Absolutely, yeah.
think about the way that they, because she mentioned how like these are just, all y'all just care about, all the vices and just act like pigs, like, and that was like this
Mm-hmm.
symbolism of just,
Mm-hmm.
you guys ravage, you take what's not offered to you, like that's the idea, and that's how you treat the
Mm-hmm.
world. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's definitely social commentary,
Mm-hmm.
of that command and conquer mindset, that
Mm-hmm.
warfare, all that stuff
Right.
was there. I mean,
You just shit and piss
Homer's
over
telling,
everything.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, Homer's telling that idea, because I mean, like, there was, Greeks were doing that stuff, they were
Mm-hmm.
they were definitely doing that, and
Mm-hmm.
Europeans took note, and Americans trying to do the same thing. So I mean, there's definitely that element
Mm-hmm.
of colonialism that they're showing in that story of like, you're just like
In the
animals.
whole story, yeah, yeah.
So that
Wasn't that
specific
like
moment,
her mom that she had in a
I
cage
thought it was a
as a bird,
sister. Yeah,
or a
because he was kind of
sister or
talking
something?
to
Yeah.
her. Yeah, he was asking. So I felt like it was a sister. That was a bird, but
But the music and the sound of that scene was so powerful because
mm-hmm,
when he went to confront her, when Odysseus went to confront her, he was very patient. It was like, look, I know I'm
mm-hmm.
walking into the home of a witch and she gonna try to get me too. Soon as he went in there and saw them pigs, he knew who it was.
Yep,
And they
he
was
knew
all
exactly what
gathering
it was.
around him and stuff.
Yep,
And then when he was sitting there, when she fed him the food, you could hear the sound of the pigs trying to bust the door down, telling him, no,
right,
don't do it. They might
right.
as well have been screaming, no, don't eat it, don't eat it. But it was just loud. The pigs were just getting louder and louder. And then the music was building up. And you knew that Odysseus was gonna make it through the scene because it's the Odyssey. But it's like
Mm-hmm,
it was just still tension built through the sound and the music that it's a visceral reaction that you're like, even though you know he's gonna make it out of the scene, you can't help but feel the tension of the scene.
yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So
Yep,
they did a
which I
real
thought
good
was a good
job
way
with
of
the
doing it.
music on that.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a
and
good
when they
way.
were infiltrating Troy, the music on that part, and it just kept building up.
Mm,
That war
yeah,
music, and
yeah.
then it got faster and faster. Like they did a
You
real good
also,
job with the music on this
you
too.
felt it too with IMAX, like you literally felt
Yeah.
it.
And
So,
music has when you feel it like that, it does something to you, because that's how the Andre 3000 show felt. Like there are
mm,
these huge drums, and they're like, and it's like your body, when your body
mm,
gets the vibration, regardless of what, you can't fight it. You just gotta go
mm-mm.
with it. And that's the music of the scene in the IMAX had that same effect, where it's like, oh, we gonna pull you into this whether you want to be pulled or not. Like you in the
Mm.
IMAX, and you're in the Odyssey with them. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
But that giant part was cool though. When they went to
which,
that island and those giants came, they
oh
killed them for no reason.
yeah, because they walked on the island, they saw a kid, they're like, hey, then he just started screaming, and then a bunch of unstoppable giant
Unstoppable.
warriors slaughtered as many as people as possible as they were
But did
running
you
away.
notice that the trees were also
Yep.
caging them in?
Yes,
The
I noticed that.
trees were moving
Yep.
around them and caging them in.
That was definitely a trap.
That was
Uh
crazy.
it was
It was an
beautifully.
enchanted forest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the camera work, man.
Mm.
The scale of these giants. They weren't as big as the Cyclops, but they were
At least twice
way
the
more
size.
ruthless
Yeah.
than the
Yep.
Cyclops, though.
They were at least twice the
They
size.
were rude. They just came out. We gonna kill these motherfuckers just for being here.
Slaughter you. Yeah.
They didn't
Just
say
showing
shit.
them.
They just came
Mm-hmm.
out
Mm-hmm.
stabbing and swinging.
Yep. That's it.
They were literally toppling the boats over.
Yes,
Like,
they were that big. They could do that. So
wow.
how do you get away from that? You were mentioning it, that every time they would get to another island or another spot, it would be less and less people every
Yep.
single time.
Yep.
To the point where it was just one more boat left,
Mm-hmm.
with a dozen people left or something.
And what's kind of funny is that I don't even know if it was meant to be funny, but there's several scenes of them. It's a cut to them running the fuck away back to the boat. Like they did that several times. So
Yes,
they
that
ran from
is.
the Cyclops, they ran from the giants, they ran from the
Mm-hmm.
ghosts. You remember when they went to Hades? They
Yeah,
had to
that
run
was
from
a
like 1,000 goat, like you know what I'm
that
saying? Like
that might have been one of my favorite scenes, just as far as
the way they
the way that
portrayed
it
it.
looked. Like it was just
Mm-hmm.
it was like it was dark. Uh it was a moment where Odysseus was encountering all of the fallen soldiers,
Yep.
and it was like
That fell by his lead.
by his lead. Yeah.
Right.
So, and some of them wasn't like, he met some people. He's like, I thought you made it home. You know, like that
Mm-hmm.
was the king
Mm-hmm.
of was it
Yeah,
Agamemnon? I
yeah,
think
the
it was
king. Mm-hmm.
Agamemnon. And so like his
Whose costume design was incredible,
dude,
by the way.
that was probably my
That
favorite.
braid, he had a thing on the back of his braid that was like it was braid jewelry, but it looked like a spinal cord. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
His
yo,
whole essence was intimidating. Like he was
yeah.
just like, because when they opened up the gates of Troy, he walked up like
He was the first one that came up.
it's like you can kind of see the glow of his eyes. I'm like, man, Aga mother
Mm-hmm.
effing Mignon.
That when he walked through there, that scene, that moment, his costume, his stature, remind me of Fist of the North Star. That remind me of some shit that'll happen on Fist of the North Star for some reason.
I don't know that.
It's an old anime with a bunch of big
Oh,
ass
okay.
motherfuckers on it.
Okay.
Everybody look like that. And then they come in and they take over something. It just the way that shot looked was post-apocalyptic looking. That shit was crazy.
No, that was good. So yeah, just show that everybody died and everybody's gonna die. That's kind of what it was. It was like, I think it was basically the guy, probably Hades, that was speaking to him and giving him prophecy. It was like, yeah, everybody gonna die. Nobody's going home except for you. So, so
Yep.
yeah. But he confronted the people, and they confronted him in attention. And it wasn't just like, you know, there was some warnings, there was some like shame, there was some how dare yous, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of that. It was a confrontation. I think that was it was
in his
powerful.
It was a confrontation of his conscience. And like I like the fact that they didn't have to go underground to get to Hades. It was like, no, you take this turn, and then you'll know you're there when you see the ashes meet it was like when fire meets water or something like that. A river of fire meets a river of water. But it was like volcanic ash pretty much is what they were talking about. So I thought that was creative. And the way old buddy came out of the ground, who was talking to him, the Hades dude,
right? Yeah.
The way he looked was pretty interesting too. Can we talk about something?
Go ahead. We at this
Lapita.
Point.
What?
Her character was Helen of Troy, and she had
so
a
there
twin
was
sister.
a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of controversy when she got casted. By her being black and all this, and Helen of Troy was supposed to have been just the most beautiful face that didn't he say it was the face that was on like a lot of the ships and stuff, and like you know how ships will have sometimes will have a face carved in the front of it. It was a lot of controversy when she got casted, and it's like, why you mad though? Because I think even John Bernthal must came out and said something at one point, but it's like, you know, this is a made up character, right?
It's so funny to hear their responses. I mean, it's like the woke mob is like, I can't believe, how dare, this is what Hollywood does, just throws things and not make it historically accurate. I'm like, historically accurate is so funny.
Right.
They show these pictures of other people who creatively licensed made the person, and it's like, well, yeah, like I think that's just they mad. Why are you mad?
Right.
So yeah, they did that about a couple of characters in this movie because
Zendaya too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Zendaya, and then Elliot Page. They were mad at him who transitioned, and so that was like, oh, you got a trans person as a character, like
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
um
Mm-hmm.
playing a man. But I'm like, yeah, well,
Played Juno back in the
send him.
day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
But the character was actually, I think it was a great cast because it
They
you
made
kind of
the
had
character
this
make sense.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was this kind of a boyish innocence about that character that was a that grew into like this warrior, and
Yep.
you see that on his face, like
Yep.
the way that Elliot played that character. You kind of saw that betrayal,
Yep.
that frustration, but that boyish innocence. Because when you first
Right.
introduce him in the flashback, he's just a little
Just
kid,
literally
you
a
know,
little boy.
little kid, like, barely 10 years old, and he's got to go to war, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, which I think is the brother of Robert Pattinson's character.
The bitch ass dude's brother.
We gonna
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about him.
Yeah, we ain't even got on him
We
yet.
ain't talking about him at all yet. We gonna talk about him.
The
But
Disney
yeah,
villain of this movie.
the Disney villain. But yeah, all the controversy, I think that's where it's like people mad because of that. And that, I don't even know if they realize that they need to be like, they just mad just because they need to feel like they need to be mad about
Right.
something. Because the
Right.
movie, like, it doesn't try to pander you. That's the thing about, like, because I get that with the pandering of, like, I think
I know
South
what you
Park made
mean.
fun of that. South Park made fun
How
of that. So
these
it's
movie
like,
be squeezing in
yeah, they try to throw stuff
representation
just for no
just
reason. It
for it
doesn't
to be
connect.
there. Yeah, yeah.
And so I think that this movie doesn't do that at all. Like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it casts actors to play the character, to present like you're in a
Right.
play, you know?
Right.
So it's like nobody looks like a Cyclops. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you got the person to come into the character, and they just represent that character, and they
I wonder
reflect.
who that was playing the Cyclops. Was that Andy Serkis?
They said it was Bill Irwin.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I mean, if you concerned, I think that um I heard that Elon Musk is making a full
Oh, Bill
version.
Irwin. Yeah, that was him. Damn, that looks like him. The chin. He side note, side fun nugget. He was on a really fun episode of the Cosby Show way back in the day, and he
Mm.
played the magic guy. And he would like walk down into a box and like do. He's really good at doing physical stuff with his body, like physical performance with his body. So that's an interesting
Mm.
casting right there. That dude is
Yeah.
76 years old, man.
He's 76.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay.
that was definitely a great cast. He did
Apparently he was
great.
on Interstellar too, somewhere.
Hmm.
But okay, that's cool. Yeah,
Yep.
he's a
Uh,
choreographer, a clown, a comedian. Like, so
mm.
he does this. He's good with playing with his physical,
Which
with his
makes
body.
sense. Why his face would, like, I could see why they could cast him for that,
Hmm.
because he could chew in a way to make it look like they, of course, they
Hmm.
would add effects to it, of course, but like
Right.
he could, you can't
But
create
just the
something out of nothing.
physical, his
Yeah,
performance moving
yeah.
around
Because
as the
even
Cyclops.
the way that he was sitting in the cave,
Yeah.
walking through the cave and moving
Yeah.
through the cave is like, that's a, yeah. So
It was cool,
um,
man.
hmm but yeah, let's talk about the because we almost home, so let's talk about the suitors, and let's talk about the Robert Pattinson. So there is a moment where Tom Holland ends up talking with John Berthnall and Lupita, and there's like a tension of like trying to figure out where his dad is.
Because John
So that's,
Bernthal is the one who's telling the part about the Trojan horse.
yeah, he
He's
talked about
he's
that.
basically
Yeah.
narrating that part of the
Hmm.
story. Yeah,
To Tom Holland's like, did you
to
know about
Tom
what
Holland.
happened
Right,
in the horse? Like, did you know what
right.
happened inside? And so he was there, and so that was a good
Mm-hmm.
depiction of how that was told. And he's the husband of Helen of Troy, who's scarred.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um and
Now, why is she scarred?
I don't know.
And what was up with her sister? Is her
Her
sister the
twin,
wife of the
yeah,
big dude, the
yeah,
scary dude?
her twin sister was mad at and this, I think this was significant because it was like warning to Matt Damon, Odysseus. But her twin sister killed Agamemnon, who was the husband of Agamemnon. Like Agamemnon was the
Yeah,
husband of
that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Helen's twin, and so she was mad that I think they sacrificed the child or something like that. It was like a moment where like you left and our kid died and you're responsible for all this stuff. And so when he returned home and thought it was going to be a welcome back, like, oh man, you're victorious. But it's like, no, you a horrible person and I'm gonna kill you because of it. And so Agamemnon ended up warning Odysseus, is like, hey, look, don't think that when you go home it's going to be a welcome package. You need to enter with wisdom and maybe not be so
Talking about the
obvious.
ghost of Agamemnon said
The
that.
ghost of Agamemnon said that. So which makes sense of why he went the way he went. And so
right.
But yeah,
that's why he went in disguise when he went back.
So I think that Tom Holland's character Telemachus, Odysseus' son, after coming back home, was like, all right, look, I guess he's dead because we don't know. So we need to go ahead and figure out something to make this work. So,
right.
But in the middle of that though, we see more bandits and people like attack. And that's when they attack, which I love seeing the character. I love seeing John Leguizamo's character. Him as a loyal servant, like basically train and guide and be just be like this, blind, wise, because he couldn't see well.
Right.
But
he could fight too, though.
He could fight. But they end up attacking him, and I think taking the dog. It was a bunch of like stuff of just like ridiculousness. They
now why were they doing that? Is it because they were
him when they attacked him?
Yeah, I'm saying why. I think are those the people that the Disney villains sent to kill Tom Holland?
No, well, they were trying to. I think they were trapping him. So like that's what happened. They were trying to trap him. So they beat him up. And then they were like gonna basically like do an ambush on him to kill him, because their whole goal was, if he's dead, then the suitor can just go back in line clearly.
Right.
So they always
suitor, Batman, aka
there was a bunch of them. Batman wanted to be a suitor. Dr. Dre wanted to be a suitor.
That's
so right. So there was a handful of people.
We mean the actors that played the Batman in the Batman.
Yes,
the guy from Twilight. Right. And then the guy who played Dr. Dre in NWA, in case anybody's confused.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So.
And he was an asshole in this movie, by the way.
The whole movie, yeah.
Dr. Dre,
he was definitely, and it was actually relieving to see him die when
he had one of my favorite deaths in the movie.
So
So explain that part, the suitor part.
Well, yeah. So the whole suitors, they're basically they took over the whole palace. So every day party and do all this other stuff. And I love that they show that at the very beginning, but they show how aggressive and like unwelcoming they are. There's a moment at the very beginning which ends up being a foreshadow where they talk about Zeus's law. There's like this beggar that comes in at the very beginning and he's walking around, and then I think Tom Holland's like, you gotta treat him with like Zeus's law. Like we value people if they they come. You might be entertaining a god. You never know. Like that's part of that. Like entertain the stranger because you may be entertaining a god. And so so he like made sure this guy had food and all this stuff. But the other suitors were like treating him. Yeah, they were treating him like crap. And so fast forward where there's a moment where we start seeing how other people treat other people, and that's where I think, when Odysseus comes back, he has a plan, and he's coming to observe, and he pretends to be a beggar. And so that's where he finally interacts with Telemachus, which he doesn't tell
still
who
doesn't
he is
reveal
at first.
himself.
Yeah, he doesn't tell who he is at first. He's just like, hey, I fought with your dad. And this is where I laughed a little bit, because he said, I fought with your dad in the wars. And then I think there was a moment where he sound like he said a line that kind of reminded me of Star Wars a little bit because he's like, I can't
Oh,
remember
you
the
said,
line that
yeah,
he
you
said
did say something reminded you of
because
Star
Tom
Wars.
Holland was like, he said something to him. And I was like, this feels like a conversation between Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, Luke. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so like, I fought with your dad in the Clone Wars. You know, what was
Yeah.
like? So that's what it felt like, but it was actually his father. So, which would have been an interesting twist if we end up finding that the real father.
Right. Surprise! Mark Hamill wasn't in the damn movie.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he knows what's happening because he's smart, and so he's like, all right, let's, they gonna get you. They try and kill you. So, but I'm gonna help you, and so we're gonna make a plan. So he's they end
and
up
this beggar in disguise is already giving badass vibes.
I mean, he's epic,
Right.
So, but the moment that he realizes, I think Telemachus knows that it's Odysseus because he don't know what he looked like for real. He knows him, or when the dog responds.
Yeah, the dog
20 years, the dog that's dying.
Because that dog had been waiting to die.
Yep.
Till he got back. That's what it was. The dog was waiting to die till his master got back. The dog was like, I don't give a fuck how bad I'm dying. I'm not leaving until Odysseus is back. And then by the time the beggar, Odysseus disguised as the beggar catches up with this dog, and he like whispers something to him, and then the dog just passes on.
Yep.
At that point.
And
that's when he realized.
Yep. And they go in and they got a plan. I think that
because he kept saying Odysseus is alive, Odysseus.
Yeah, he would say that. Penelope didn't realize it was him, I don't think, until the arrow.
Right, she didn't realize until he strung that bow, because part of the competition for the suitors was, she was like, fine, whoever can string this bow and shoot it through them 12 axes, shoot an arrow through them 12 axes, I'll marry him. And that was her attitude about it.
Yep. Because she's
like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting. Right. She wanted to burn them all. She wanted to lock the door and burn them all alive.
That was a funny line. I think. Was it Robert Pattinson that said that? He was like, well, we just got to do what your mother wishes. And she's like, my mother wishes that all y'all burn. Yeah. I love that line. That was probably my favorite line.
And then,
but they go in. That was a great fight scene.
Yeah, so everybody's been trying to string this bow and all this stuff. Dr. Dre tried it. Everybody fucking tried it. And the Disney villain, he never tried it, right? I don't think he ever tried it.
Patterson? No.
Yeah, Patterson, because he was a bitch.
He just was like, he was like, well,
he was trying to tell everybody else. Right.
It's obvious that no one can do this. So,
right.
And
then he's like, everybody's trying. And then Odyssey is in the background. He said, I haven't tried yet. And everybody's like, the beggar. It's like, no, give him a shot. Let's see.
I want to go back though. The night before, when they treated him like crap, when he was in
they treated him like crap.
They kicked him and spat on him and threw food at. Like it was like, and he just accepted it.
It was like, a get out of my face moment. What Josh would call that a get out of my face moment. Where they're gonna get theirs at some point.
Exactly. And I was like, all of that part, I was like, ooh, I cannot wait till they get their just dessert.
Right.
That made that last scene so refreshing.
Yes, it was great. It was great.
When he strung their bow and just destroyed it. It was a great fight scene though. That was like, that was a good you see this
motherfucker, he strung the bow and then just out of nowhere, he just did it. He didn't say anything. He just strung the shit out that bow, and everybody just got quiet. And then Dr. Dre looked over. He said, "You're Odyssey." He got him right in the neck when he said that.
Yep, that was funny.
We cheered on that part.
We did,
because we happened to be at the theater at the same time,
sitting
next to each other. We just happened to be in high five distance of each other. So
high five distance.
And then he took out everybody like on some fucking
Assassin's Creed or something,
Assassin's Creed, motherfucking what's that the Born Identity type shit. It had some Born Identity in there. Some it was
pretty epic.
Vintage Matt Damon. Action Matt Damon. I was like, all right, Matt Damon, you still got it.
Yep.
And so he took out basically everybody in there, and until some people just conceded. Some people just kneeled like, look, I don't even want that smoke.
You the real
I
king.
don't want it. You the king. You got it. I'm kneeling. You got it. And then meanwhile, old bitch ass was still like, get him, get the weapons. And it was this one guy, because it was a simultaneous fight. It was another guy trying to pass weapons down because they had locked up a lot of the weapons. And he was trying to get weapons down to help people fight Odysseus. And then Tom Holland had to defeat him from doing that. And then when he finally, the most satisfying death was when Odysseus killed bitch ass.
His actual name.
And he gave him that thing back. He gave him that thing back that his brother had.
Yeah.
That died.
We never even called him by his name ever in this whole podcast.
What is his name?
Antinous.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Antinous, Anthony. Fuck Anthony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same guy. Anthony LaRusso. That was his name in this. But yeah, he gave the lot. So like what happened when his little brother took the lot and went on, that was Sinan, Elliot Page's character, took the lot to go to war. Robert Pattinson was like, I'll do it, but he didn't really want to do it. He was a punk. No. You know what I mean? Like it's like
he let his little ass brother go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like so he threw that back at him like, here you go. Yep. And then he killed him. That was great.
It was great.
So I was reading some notes. The ending alters from Homer's story. So I think that there's like Odysseus and Penelope leave. They leave because part of the redemption of, I think it was when he was talking with maybe he was talking to Calypso or to Hades, but it was like, I need to honor the dead. There was a moment where he didn't know how to honor. He wasn't honoring the dead well, and so there was
throughout the movie that was a theme. People were like, we honor our dead. Like, well, we're honoring him by escaping, right?
And so there was a level of that selfishness there. But then he kind of took all that at the end and was like, you know what? I need to go on a journey west or whatever to honor the dead. So we follow the sun and sunsets, and we'll go and honor the dead in a way that brings communion. So he left Ithaca and allowed Telemachus to be the king after all of that.
Yeah, he said he was gonna go into exile. Yeah,
yeah, because it kind of
that's
looked
part
like
of his retribution.
Yeah, there was a moment where it looked like he got stabbed and he was about to die, but he's like, "No, I'm like, it's not death. I'm leaving to go."
So what happened in Homer? Did he just die?
I don't. It's just yeah, I don't.
I forget. I really can't remember.
The book.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that Telemachus becomes king. I think that he does return home. So
that's what I like about the story, is that the director is taking some creative liberties and telling a story, but is weaving in the classic story of the Odyssey. Right. So it's still, most of the story is still the Odyssey as you know it, but it's within this bigger epic. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
I think that's cool.
What are some of your favorite characters, or your favorite character?
My favorite character straight up is the Cyclops. I think he was the most interesting character. He didn't say really anything, but he was very relatable somehow. Very compassionate, not compassionate, but sympathetic towards this character.
Right.
Who was literally minding his own business. And then here come these white folks doing whatever they want just because they feel entitled. Yeah, including taking his eye and then just leaving. Just came around and just fucked shit up. And then, I think that's why I relate to this character so much as a black man or something. I don't know. Like it's like I'm literally just minding my own fucking
Minding
business. I
my
was here
own
by
business.
myself. I was out of
Just
the way.
minding in a whole
I was
cave
out of the
away from
way.
everybody.
Away from everybody. I literally was good.
Mm-hmm.
And here y'all come. Just doing what y'all do.
Yep.
Where you don't belong, and then come
Mm-hmm.
fucking stuff up, and then now you leaving because you scared, but and now I'm fucked up because you were here.
Right.
So I don't know. I really relate to the Cyclops, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel it. I feel
Second
it.
favorite, second favorite character. I enjoyed. I thought Odysseus was an asshole, but I enjoyed his character arc.
Yeah. It was
He
honest.
didn't stay an asshole, and I'm glad that he felt guilty, and I'm glad he suffered, and I'm glad he lost all his men and
Yeah.
lost everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then he only was able to regain. He was only able to reconcile after he learned how to honor his dead and take ownership of what he did wrong.
Right.
And still is on a journey. By the end of this movie, he's still on a
Mm-hmm.
journey to atone for his wrongdoings.
Yeah.
And he's forever like got this image of this horse in his head. It's like that's his burning conscience, that horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So even though he was an asshole, I could respect his character arc. I thought he was very well written and portrayed. And he's Matt Damon, like he's
Yeah.
he's gonna nail it. But
Mm-hmm.
and then honorable mention, I thought that Tom Holland was good in this movie. I didn't think of him as Spider-Man. He's not
Yeah.
typecasting himself.
Yeah.
He's
That's
just
good.
a good actor. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think of any other role, and I thought of him as telepathy
Telemachus.
was Telemachus.
Telemachus, yeah.
Uh, and he's just an honest character. He's not trying to
Right.
steal the show. He's just playing his part and trying to help
Mm-hmm.
the main character. So I thought he was right in the pocket.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's good. I want to mention because I would say I'm gonna start with my honorable mention as Odysseus because I think that agreeing with you that his character arc was amazing and that I think that from the author of Homer's telling this story, it just shows the honesty of humanity. I think that's
Right.
where it's like not trying to tiptoe or fairy tale it. Like the hero of the story isn't always in this story is not a good person. I think that it shows the humanity of the fact that he needs the lessons learned. Even though he's brilliant and a genius, the smartest person is not always the most,
He
the
still
person that
got a lot of
actually,
growing to
yeah,
do.
exactly. So I think that's what I love about the way that Matt Damon portrayed the character and just goes back to the writing of Homer and the directing of Christopher Nolan. So yeah, that's definitely good. I would say that my top two, and I don't know if what order, but I'm gonna start with Athena. I think that she didn't have a lot of words in this movie, but her presence was powerful every time she was on screen. Like because you first see her on the beach with Odysseus walking, and you're like, what? Like you kind of figure out you don't know who she is at first. Like I didn't read the list of what the names of the character. I didn't think I knew she was Athena, but like you kind of see that in the way that they portrayed her, and of course, like
I
I
think
mentioned
she
her
just
face.
Zendaya is just a beautiful, graceful person.
Yeah,
Anyway, like
yeah,
her stature is
yeah,
she's very slender and
yep.
graceful.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they had her dressed, and then her face
Mm-hmm.
is really all you see, and she's gorgeous.
It's a
But
perfect
and
cast
it's
for
just
Athena.
like, okay, yeah, Athena, I see that.
Yep, it was a
Yeah,
perfect cast. Like I don't think anybody else could have did that as
she
well.
expresses a lot with her eyebrows,
Which is why she didn't have to say
which is
much.
that's that
And so it
judgmental
was,
look she
yeah.
kept giving. Like you,
Yep.
if she look at you like that, you gonna feel like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
you're gonna be like,
Exactly. And
damn, I
that's where
fucked up.
you see Odysseus conscious like
Uh-huh.
get hit multiple times as Athena is his like divine god type person.
Yeah.
It's like there's moments where it's like, oh, and you see all you see is her face, and it's like, ooh,
That's all you need, right?
and her face
That look
tells
of
the story.
disappointment is
Yep.
all you need.
So yeah, but my the other character that I was surprised to love, and I think he did an amazing job acting, and the character seemed very significant in a different kind of way, but it shows some tension, was John Leguizamo's character. I
Yo,
absolutely
yeah.
loved him playing that role. He was the wise sage, you know what I mean, the loyalist to Odysseus, and just humble. Like, he was a humble guy that was like, but exuded power and wisdom. And I think that's where it's like the best of the character. Like, if you think about
Yeah.
The worst of a character in Odysseus, you see Aeneas as a best of a character, even though he was physically flawed, blind, older, not as physically powerful, but he actually did have the wisdom and the guidance that could help lead. So that's why and then John Leguizamo did an amazing job playing
I,
it. It
I
was
was
like,
about to say, I just wanted to shout out John Leguizamo as an
yeah,
actor. I don't think he
yeah,
gets talked about enough. He don't get his flowers near about enough.
yeah,
He's an amazing actor. He is incredibly well read and intelligent on like
yep.
history and political issues too. If you ever
Mm,
follow him on IG,
mm.
he is not playing no games right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like seriously, ever since Trump took back office, he been posting every day about the Project
Mm.
2025 and all this stuff.
Wow.
So just on the personal activist level,
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
is brilliant. As an actor, he's incredibly brilliant. I like
Mhm.
him in everything I've seen him in.
Yep.
Even people
Even Mario.
talk shit about like the pest and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
he's
yeah.
supposed to be annoying in that movie.
Yep,
He's a
yep.
cartoon character in that movie. But
Mhm.
what's that movie? Tu Wong Fu,
Oh,
where
yeah.
that character,
He
he
had
made
to
up
act.
that character. That's a stand-up character of his. That he already
Mm.
had that character before that
Wow.
movie. He is amazing.
Yeah.
And his voice acting, and I mean, I can go on about John Leguizamo. So in this movie, I do agree, because I think at one point we leaned over and like, this dude is like all in
Yeah.
character right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yep. Yep.
I didn't even expect him to be in it, but I'm always refreshed to see him in anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
So shout out John Leguizamo.
Yep. All right, ratings.
Man, I would give this a very high sequel. I think
Mhm.
sequel is right under Neckbleed, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would give it a very high sequel. Not that I need a sequel, but just based on
Right,
our
right, right.
rating system, I would
Yeah.
give it a very high sequel. It's a very long movie, but I was entertained the whole way through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I agree with that rating. I definitely, I think that we talked, there's so much about the not just telling the story, because it's like you can hear a story multiple times,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that as long as we live, we'll probably hear some of the same stories repeated, which is fine. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
think that the creativity comes when you're able to present it in a way that's unique and special and gives your own signature to it. So I think that
Right.
I think sequel, I would say, in my word, Matt Damon keep acting, Christopher Nolan keep directing, you know what I mean? Like, create
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that gets us this type of epicness that retells a story in a creative way. Um, you know, yeah, I definitely would do a sequel in that rating. Plenty, I think
Yeah.
a few people's necks bleeds in this movie, but that's not a
Yeah.
negative
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I think, yes.
if
If
you're
you're
an epic lover, if you like Christopher Nolan, if you like epics and all-star cast, it could be a neckbleed for you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, I was gonna ask you, would you buy this movie
yeah. I mean,
on physical media? Like, would
I
you buy
haven't
this?
bought a movie in a long time.
Is it that epic? Is it epic enough for you to buy?
I don't think that I would buy it. I'm thinking I would probably. This will be me. I will watch it again. It is 3 hours.
You watching the theater again, or wait till it's streamed?
Possible. It's possible, but it is 3 hours, so I gotta be like, am I gonna spend?
Yeah, just be ready.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only thing that, like, if it was not that I needed to be shorter, because I think that, like you said, it was entertaining the whole way through. Like, I wasn't a moment where I was like, oh, I need to go get some popcorn. I was like, yeah, I'm engaged. I didn't even fall asleep on my night. It was already past my bedtime by the time it was over with. So I was like, oh, that was entertaining. I guess so. But yeah, I don't know. Would you buy it?
I feel the same. It was great to watch in the theater. I'm not sure if I would buy it, but I would definitely stream it again. The IMAX was incredible, especially with edibles. I was in this movie, so that was good.
Better than VR, huh? You had a different type.
It was great. I was in the Odyssey.
He was in the cave and in the waters and all that stuff.
The sound and everything. It's a good experience. So I would definitely stream it again. If somebody, I got a brother-in-law that said he wanted to see it. If he wanted to see it bad enough, if he wanted me to go, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? But it was. I enjoyed it more than I expected to enjoy it. So
yeah. Cool. Well, that's our podcast. Any final thoughts?
This movie really, really makes me not want to support Trojan condoms. Durex.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.